Hey guys, and welcome back to a brand new video. Today this is not going to be like my normal content and isn't going to be a relaxing video. Today it's going to be more of a me video. So the new Star Wars The Last Jedi trailer has just been released, and today I'm going to go through it. A few screenshots that I've taken from the trailer. I'm going to talk to you a bit about what I think is going to happen in the film. So the first shot is a very nice shot of what looks to be a space background, but then it kind of blows off to one side and reveals a very nice rock outcrop, and the stars are actually specks on that outcrop, which is very nice. Then we get a shot of Rey's hand slamming down onto the rocks, which is quickly followed in succession by a pan up to see Rey looking shocked. So I presume this is going to be some sort of Force vision that she gets like she did in The Force Awakens. Now, from the looks of it, this is all happening on Acto, which is the planet that Rey went to at the end of Force Awakens. So we have that, which is nice. We then go to the Lucasfilm Limited logo, which is always there, and having some nice establishing shots of Acto, which are very nice shots in all. We have a nice shot of Rey standing on what looks like the edge of a cliff, looking out towards the seas of Acto. Now, while we're having this, we all have Luke in the background narrating and talking. And then we have some shots of Rey looking like she's using her Force powers. And while this is happening, Luke is narrating in the background, saying presumably to Rey, "What do you see?" So I presume he's teaching her some way to have some sort of Force visions. So now we get a nice shot of the late and great Carrie Fisher, who was a phenomenal actress, and she will be missed a hell of a lot. Looking what looks like to be a galaxy map on a Resistance ship. Now, in the background, we hear "Help me, Obi-Wan Kenobi," which was her line in A New Hope, which was nice. And we hear Rey in the background saying, "I see the light." And then it quickly switches to a shot of Kylo Ren's destroyed helmet. And just as that fades out, you can hear Rey say the dark. There is also a few other words spoken, but I can't hear exactly what they are. But it is accompanied by Darth Vader's breathing, so some nice callbacks to the original trilogy there. Now we have a interesting shot which I think is going to be set on Acto. I presume this is some sort of cave system underneath the islands on Acto. Now, the reason I say this is because in some material that I've been reading, it said that Luke goes out to find the first Jedi Temple. Now, I'm presuming this is going to be the first Jedi Temple, and what helps me believe this is the next shot, which is of the original Jedi symbol on what looks like to be an old book, so possibly the first Jedi code or some sort of thing like that. Then we have a nice shot of Rey and Luke on Acto on a cliff training. Very samurai-esque imagery there. George Lucas said he took a lot of Star Wars from was the old samurai movies like the Seven Samurai. Then we have a nice shot saying "This Christmas," which is obviously everyone already knows that Star Wars is coming out at Christmas. They've been doing that for 2 years now, and it doesn't look like it's going to stop. And we have a nice shot of what looks to be some new speeders in the background here. We have some 8080s. They have actually changed the name because they've got bigger and bulkier and have been known as to be guerrilla walkers at the moment, is their kind of nickname they're being called. But some nice speeders there, so that looks very nice, and a very nice shot of them with some red smoke, so it looks like they're going to defend themselves. Then we have a good shot, which is actually kind of reminiscent for me of Doctor Who in a way. of John Boyega's Finn in some sort of medical pod, as he took a lot of damage in Force Awakens. So he's obviously going to spend part to most of the film being healed pretty much. So I don't know what we're actually going to see from him. There's been reports that he's going to be on the casino planet that has been seen on filming and set leaks. So then we have a shot of BB-8 and Poe Dameron running through possibly a Jedi cruiser, which I believe is going to go into the next shot, which is a hangar scene where it explodes, which is a nice shot. I really like this shot, personally. It's got the nice X-Wing in the background. Then you've got the calls on the left and the right. You can see on the left there's the rear of an A-Wing and the front of an A-Wing on the right, which is very nice and a nice callback. It kind of reminds me of the Mon Calamari cruiser in episode 6, Home 1, where Luke, Han, Leia, Chewie, R2 and C-3PO and possibly Rex, there's that theory in there that they leave on the Imperial shuttle to go take out the Rebel shield generator. Then we have obviously the Millennium Falcon with the TIE Fighters. The Millennium Falcon now synonymous with Star Wars. So it's been in episodes 3 through to 7 now. It just hasn't been seen in Rogue One. Then we have a nice shot of Rey running, possibly Acto, I'm not too sure. Possibly the casino desert planet that we've been seeing as well. Then we've got Kylo Ren, which now he has his scar from the battle on Starkiller Base, which is quite nice. It's not too disfiguring from what I can see. Some very nice shots. Obviously, we're going to get a shot of Kylo Ren in this, possibly against Rey or even Luke or someone else, possibly, depending on what happens. But still a very nice shot at the end of the day. Now we have the shot that I'm thinking is going to be highly debated. Now, this one is a scene, presumably of Luke and R2-D2, looking on what looks to be a destroyed and incinerated temple. Now, I have two theories on this straight away. One, this could be a flashback. Two, this is actually on Acto. Now, the theory for the flashback is coming from the trailers for The Force Awakens. Now, in The Force Awakens, we saw Luke and we saw R2 on a very rocky planet. Like, in the foreground of this still, you've got the kind of shots that we saw in the first trailer that were actually cut from the final film, so we never actually saw what that was. Now, the way Luke is kneeling is very, I would say, a nice callback to the Darth Vader, the no one that everyone hated, but it's kind of a callback to that, like, he couldn't save them. My next theory comes from this shot here, which I think is possibly making the previous shot from Acto. Now, this is Captain Phasma with the new, I've forgotten what they're called already, Executioner Troopers, as they've been known. The reason I say this is there is a scene that they're not holding normal weaponry, and there's also some signs on their helmet, which on their helmet and their arms to show that they're not normal stormtroopers. So I believe these are to be the new Executioner stormtroopers that have been going around from set leaks and things like that. So I presume that's what that is. Now we have our first space battle of the trailer with some very nice shots, some nice X-Wing shots, and what look to be some new cruisers or something like that. They look very reminiscent to me of the old Y-Wings from episode 6 and from the Rebels cartoon, which is nice. So we have a few shots of that. Obviously, that's probably going to be a large part of the film. Now we come to the end shots. Now, this is going to be quite interesting. I like the way this shot was done with the very dark interior and the light exterior. Like, Luke is looking back into the dark as he's been in a very dark place since the Jedi Purge, thinking it was his fault. And he's saying now this is where the Jedi ends. So I presume that's where the title comes from, with The Last Jedi, as Luke looks to be turning his back on the Jedi ways and becoming a kind of grey Jedi, as they're called, or Bendu. So I think that's what's going to be happening here. I just like the shot. It's very nice. Leaves a lot to be debated. I presume there's going to be a lot of debate about these shots from the fans. And then we have the final shot of Star Wars The Last Jedi, we've all seen before, and obviously the December shot telling us when it's out. So anyway, guys, I hope you liked this video. If you have any theories down below, I'd actually like to hear them. I really do love Star Wars a lot and love to talk about it. So if you like it, please do comment down below or tell me why you think I'm wrong, and I'll happily talk to you about it. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed my little bit of a trailer breakdown, and I hope to speak to you guys very soon. So thank you, guys, and I'll see you in the next video.